Next topic. 0. Explore ms/TP baud rate madness. 2. Chapter 4, Alice and the baud rate tea party *. Alice followed a trail of glowing RS-485 wires into a dimly lit room, where the Mad Hatter and the March Hare were furiously turning dials on a rusty old ms/TP, master-slave/token passing, bus. The Dormouse, acting as a BACnet device, squeaked in protest as the signals went haywire. * Mad Hatter, shouting over the noise baud rates. We must change them. Faster. Slower. Faster again. March Hare, manically, but if we go too fast, the Dormouse falls asleep. Too slow, and the Queen's HVAC system freezes. Alice, confused, what in Wonderland is going on here? High voltage. The ms/TP baud rate madness 1. The rule of the baud rate kingdom. The Cheshire Cat materialized, dangling a RS-485 termination resistor like a pendulum. Cheshire Cat, in ms/TP land, all devices must speak at the same speed or chaos ensues. Common baud rates use case gremlins that appear 9600 bps. Legacy systems, the Caterpillar's old gear, slower than a sleepy snail. 19200 bps default for many BACnet ms/TP devices. The safe but boring choice 38400 bps. Faster networks, Mad Hatter's preference, risk of signal corruption 76800 bps. Let's see what happens. March Hare's experiment, total mayhem. Dormouse, squeaking, I can't keep up. My UART is overheating. 2. The symptoms of baud rate madness. Scroll case 1, the silent bus, nobody talks, problem, all devices are set to different baud rates. Symptoms, who is? Rightward arrow crickets. Token passes, rightward arrow vanishes into the void. Debugging, check dip switches/configuration tools, example Yabe, Chipkin's BACnet Explorer. Listen with a USB RS-485 adapter, termite, real term. Scroll case 2, the garbled messages, the Jabberwocky effect, problem, devices are almost at the same baud rate, example 19200 versus 19000. Symptoms, partial replies, like the mock turtle crying half a sentence. CRC errors, the Queen's off with its checksum. Debugging, logic analyzer, SALE, to verify actual baud rate. Oscilloscope, if you're feeling brave. Scroll case 3, the token goes missing, the vanishing act, problem, one device thinks it's the master, but isn't. Symptoms, network freezes after a few minutes. Why is the HVAC offline? The Queen's wrath. Debugging, ms/TP MAC address conflicts, two devices with same MAC equals disaster. Token rotation timeouts, adjust tusage_timeout in device config. Wrench fixing the baud rate chaos. Step 1, the Grand Baud Rate Council. Pick one baud rate, usually 19200 or 38400. Reconfigure every device, even the sleepy Dormouse. Document it, or the March Hare will experiment again. Step 2, termination and bias. The RS-485 spell. The Cheshire Cat waved a 120 ohm resistor like a magic wand. Termination resistors must be at both ends of the bus. Bias resistors, if needed, to prevent floating signals. Mad Hatter, grumbling, but resistors are boring. Let's try without. The bus instantly collapses into noise. Alice, or not. Step 3, the token's journey, ms/TP sacred ritual. Token passing order is determined by MAC address. If a device dies, the next in line takes over after a timeout. MAC's master value must be higher than any device's MAC. March Hare, cheering, I'll be master. No, me. No, me. Alice, this is why we have dip switches. Top hat. The baud rate tea party checklist. Problem solution tool. Silent devices check baud rate plus termination. USB RS-485 sniffer. Garbled data. Verify baud rate with logic analyzer. SALE logic token collisions ensure unique MAC addresses. Yabe, device config tool signal noise add termination resistors multimeter, check impedance, lightbulb Alice's final realization so MS/TP isn't magic, it's just really fussy. Cheshire Cat, grinning now you're ready for the great BACnet/Ethernet war, or perhaps BBMD's broadcast riddles. Choose your next adventure, Rabbit Next, the BBMD's broadcast labyrinth wrench or, BACnet/IP versus MS/TP, the protocol wars 3 next topic. 0. The BBMD's broadcast labyrinth. 2. Chapter 5, Alice in the BBMD's broadcast labyrinth *. Alice stepped through a glowing UDP port 47808 and found herself in a maze of BACnet/IP routers, each shouting messages into the void. The walls were made of firewall rules, and lurking in the shadows was the BBMD, BACnet broadcast management device, a mysterious gatekeeper controlling who could hear whom * Cheshire Cat, materializing from a UDP packet Alice. Here, broadcasts don't just vanish, they get forwarded if the BBMD allows it. Globe with meridians the problem, broadcasts that won't travel in BACnet/IP, broadcasts, like who is, I am, normally stay in their local subnet. But what if devices live in different networks? Mad Hatter, fuming my whois reaches the garden subnet, but the HVAC in the dungeon won't reply. BBMD, smugly that's because I decide where broadcasts go. Key the 3 broadcast gatekeepers 1. The BBMD, broadcast manager, role, a designated router that forwards broadcasts to other subnets. How it works, listens for BACnet broadcasts on UDP 47808. Rebroadcasts them to other BBMDs, or foreign devices. Key settings, BBMD IP address, who's in charge. Broadcast distribution table, BDT, which subnets get broadcasts. 2. The foreign device, the traveler, role, a device from another subnet that registers with the BBMD to receive broadcasts. How it works, sends a register foreign device request, 0x05. Includes a time to live, TTL, how long it stays registered. Problem, if the BBMD reboots, foreign devices must re-register. The Dormouse, acting as a foreign device, keeps forgetting to renew its TTL. 3. The broadcast distribution table, BDT, the BBMD's map a scroll unfurled, listing allowed subnets, subnet BBMD IP status 192.168.1.0/24.192.168.1.1 white heavy checkmark active 10.0.2.0/24.10.0.2.1 cross markdown, Queen's firewall. Alice, so if the HVAC is in 10.0.2.5, but the BBMD for that subnet is down. Cheshire Cat, no broadcasts for you. Magnifying glass tilted left debugging the broadcast labyrinth case 1, why don't my whois requests reach other subnets, scroll symptoms, devices in subnet A can't find devices in subnet B Wireshark shows broadcasts only in the local subnet. Hammer and wrench solutions, check if a BBMD exists, send a read BDT request. Verify foreign device registration, is TTL expired? Firewall rules blocking UDP 47808 between subnets. Case 2, the BBMD is flooding the network, scroll symptoms, endless whois loops, the March Hare's broadcast storm. Duplicate IM replies, devices answering from multiple subnets. Hammer and wrench solutions, adjust BDT to only forward necessary subnets. TTL tuning, don't let foreign devices linger forever. Rate limiting, some BBMDs support broadcast throttling. Case 3, the foreign device keeps getting lost, scroll symptoms, a device, example a mobile workstation, stops seeing broadcasts after 30 minutes. Hammer and wrench solutions, increase TTL in register foreign device, example 24 hours. Auto-renew registration, smart clients re-register before TTL expires. Top hat the BBMD's cheat sheet command what it does read BDT 0x06, show me the broadcast map. Register foreign device 0x05, let me into the broadcast club. Delete foreign device 0x09, kick this device out. Lightbulb Alice's realization so BBMDs are like postmasters for BACnet broadcasts without them, messages get stuck at the local subnet. Cheshire Cat, grinning now, shall we explore BACnet/SC's encrypted tunnels? Or face the VLAN Hydra? Choose your next adventure, locked with key next, BACnet/SC, the cryptographic looking glass tornado or, the VLAN Hydra, a switching nightmare 3. Next topic. 0. The VLAN Hydra, a switching nightmare. 2. Chapter 6, Alice vs. The VLAN Hydra, a switching nightmare. Alice found herself in a cavernous network closet, where a monstrous VLAN Hydra, a switch with dozens of tangled cables, hissed at her with flickering port lights. Each of its heads represented a different VLAN, and they all spat fragmented BACnet packets at her. VLAN Hydra, in a distorted, echoing voice, you shall not pass, unless you know which VLAN is which. Cheshire Cat, perched on a rack. Alice, VLANs are like invisible walls. Devices in one VLAN can't see the others, unless we let them. Globe with meridians. The curse of the VLAN Hydra 1. What is a VLAN? The invisible wall, a virtual LAN, splits one physical switch into multiple logical networks. BACnet/IP broadcasts, who is, I am, do not cross VLANs by default. Symptoms of VLAN misconfig. Devices in VLAN 10 can't discover devices in VLAN 20. MS/TP routers work, but BACnet/IP is silent. Mad Hatter, frustrated, I put the thermostats in VLAN 10 and the lights in VLAN 20, now they refuse to talk. 2. Slaying the Hydra, 3 ways to cross VLANs. Crossed swords method. 1, VLAN routing, the Knightsbridge, use a layer 3 switch/router to forward traffic between VLANs. Requirements, configure VLAN interfaces, example VLAN 10, 192.168.1.1, VLAN 20, 192.168.2.1. Enable IP forwarding, and check firewall rules. Alice's test, text ping 192.168.1.5 rightward arrow success. VLAN 10 can reach VLAN 20, but BACnet broadcasts still don't cross. Fire method 2, BACnet broadcast relay, the magical horn, some switches support UDP 47808 forwarding, IP helper/DHCP relay. Cisco example, text interface VLAN 10 IP helper address 192.168.2.255 #forward BACnet broadcasts to VLAN 20 risk, can cause broadcast storms if misconfigured. March Hare, grinning, I set it to forward all broadcasts. Now the network is flooded. The switch crashes. Shield method 3, BBMD on each VLAN, the Hydra's collar, place a BBMD in every VLAN to forward broadcasts. How it works, devices in VLAN 10 send to their local BBMD. The BBMD forwards to BBMDs in other VLANs. Best for large, segmented networks. Cheshire Cat, but if one BBMD fails, whole subnets go dark. Magnifying glass tilted left. Debugging VLAN BACnet issues. Case 1, my Woes doesn't leave the VLAN. Scroll symptoms, Wireshark shows broadcasts only in the local VLAN. No IM replies from other VLANs. Hammer and wrench fix, check VLAN assignments, is the device in the right VLAN? Test IP connectivity, ping between VLANs. Enable BACnet broadcast forwarding, IP helper or BBMD. Case 2, duplicate devices appear, scroll symptoms, 2 identical device IDs respond, 1 from each VLAN. Wireshark shows replies from multiple IPs. Hammer and wrench fix, isolate conflicting devices, change device ID or VLAN. Use VLAN pruning, Stop unnecessary BACnet traffic. Case 3, MS/TP works, BACnet/IP doesn't. Scroll symptoms, Rs485 devices communicate fine, but BACnet/IP is dead. Hammer and wrench fix, check if VLANs are blocking UDP 47808. Verify trunk ports, are VLAN tags preserved? Top Hat Alice's VLAN cheat sheet problem solution. BACnet/IP not crossing VLANs. Enable IP helper or BBMDs. Duplicate device IDs. Reassign IDs or prune VLANs. MS/TP works, IP doesn't. Check VLAN tagging and UDP 47808 lightbulb. The final lesson, taming the Hydra VLANs keep networks tidy, but they block BACnet by default. You must build bridges, routing, blowhorns, IP helper, or chain BBMDs. VLAN Hydra, defeated, grumbling fine, but next time, bring a network diagram. Cheshire Cat, vanishing now. Shall we face BACnet/SC's cryptographic riddles? Or dare you enter the Zigbee labyrinth? Choose your next adventure, locked with key next, BACnet/SC, the cryptographic looking glass honeybee, or the Zigbee labyrinth, a mesh of madness. 3. Next topic. 0 BACnet/SC's encrypted tunnels. 2. Chapter 7, Alice and the cryptographic looking glass, BACnet/SC's encrypted tunnels. Alice stepped through a shimmering TLS 1.3 handshake, emerging in a fortress of elliptic curve cryptography. The walls pulsed with AES 256 encryption, and the Cheshire Cat's grin now flickered like an ephemeral session key. Cheshire Cat, welcome, Alice, to BACnet Secure Connect, SC, where packets are locked in cryptographic cages, and only the worthy may pass. Locked with key. What is BACnet/SC? BACnet/SC, Secure Connect, is the first major security upgrade to BACnet in decades, adding end-to-end encryption, no more cleartext commands. Certificate-based authentication, no more imposters. Protection against replay attacks, no more packet ghosts. Mad Hatter, grumbling, but why so complicated? My who has worked fine in the open. Queen of networks, shrieking silence. The age of unencrypted setpoints is over. Puzzle piece. The 3 locks of BACnet/SC1. The TLS tunnel, the looking glass itself. BACnet/SC runs over WebSockets, WS, or WebSockets Secure, WSS. Port 443, HTTPS, or port 47809, BACnet/SC default. Uses X.509 certificates, PKI, to verify devices. Alice, so, it's like HTTPS for buildings. Cheshire Cat, precisely. But instead of cat videos, we encrypt thermostat commands. To the certificate authority, the Queen's seal, every device must have a unique certificate signed by a trusted CA. No certificates? Rightward arrow. No access. Unlike BACnet/IP's trust everyone approach. Mock turtle, panicking, I lost my private key. Now my VOB boxes won't listen. Solution, revoke and reissue, the Queen's PKI decree. Keep backups? Or suffer the wrath of irrecoverable devices. 3. The session key, the Cheshire's ephemeral grin, even if attackers sniff traffic, they see only encrypted gibberish. Perfect forward secrecy, PFS, ensures past sessions stay secure. March hare, whispering what if, we disable encryption. BACnet/SC devices, text 0x4f 0x50 0x45 0x52 0x41 0x54 0x49 0x4f 0x4e 0x5f 0x44 0x45 0x4e 0x49 0x45 0x44, operation _denied in hex. Magnifying glass tilted left. Debugging BACnet/SC issues. Case 1, Handshake failed, the looking glass shatters, scroll symptoms, devices refuse to connect. Wireshark shows TLS alerts, certificate unknown, bad Mac. Hammer and wrench fix, verify certificates, expired. Wrong CA. Check system time, TLS hates incorrect clocks. Inspect cipher suites, does the device support AES 256 GCM SHA-384? Case 2, legacy devices can't talk scroll symptoms, BACnet/IP devices can't communicate with BACnet/SC devices. Hammer and wrench fix, deploy a SC to IP router, the Caterpillar's translation service. Dual stack devices, supports both SC and IP. Case 3, performance feels slower scroll symptoms, read property takes 200 milliseconds instead of 20 milliseconds. Hammer and wrench fix, optimize TLS session resumption. Upgrade hardware, Raspberry Pi is not equal to Enterprise SC router. Top Hat Alice's BACnet/SC cheat sheet feature BACnet/IP BACnet/SC encryption crossmark none white heavy checkmark AES 256 authentication crossmark Mac/IP based white heavy checkmark X.509 certificates port 47808 UDP 47809 WS/WSS Debugging Wireshark plus Yabe Wireshark plus OpenSSL Lightbulb. The final lesson, is BACnet/SC worth it? 4. Critical systems, hospitals, data centers. Cloud-connected buildings, no more VPN headaches. Against, legacy devices, retrofitting equals $. Small networks, a padlock on a doghouse. Cheshire Cat, vanishing into ciphertext now, shall we conquer the Zigbee labyrinth? Or face the low RAWAN dragon? Choose your next adventure, Honeybee next, the Zigbee labyrinth, a mesh of madness dragon or, the low RAWAN dragon, long range chaos 3. Next topic. 0. The Zigbee labyrinth, a mesh of madness. 2. Chapter 8, the Zigbee labyrinth, a mesh of madness. Alice tumbled into a tangled forest of self-healing mesh networks, where Zigbee devices flitted like fireflies, whispering in 802.15.4 radio waves. The trees were routers, the leaves were end devices, and lurking in the shadows was the Zigbee coordinator, a glowing, all-seeing orb that ruled the network. White rabbit, frantically hopping between nodes. Oh dear, oh dear. The lights won't respond. The sensors are lost. The mesh is collapsing. Cheshire Cat, materializing from a radio packet. Alice. Zigbee is magical until it isn't. Let's navigate this self-healing maze, if we can. Globe with meridians. The Zigbee labyrinth, how it works. 1. The 3 device types. Role power function coordinator. Glowing star high starts the network, only one per mesh. Router vertical traffic light. Medium relays messages, lights, plugs. End device mouse face. Low sleeps often, sensors, buttons. Alice, so if a router dies. Cheshire Cat, the mesh should heal, but sometimes it doesn't. 2. The invisible threads, channels and PAN IDs. Zigbee runs on 2.4 GHz, like Wi-Fi, but channel 11 to 26. PAN ID, Personal Area Network ID, equals the mesh's name. Interference. Wi-Fi channel 6 overlaps Zigbee channel 15 to 17. Mad Hatter, yelling over static. Why is my thermostat reporting radio show lyrics? Magnifying glass tilted left. Debugging the Zigbee labyrinth. Case 1, my devices won't pair, scroll symptoms, end device flashes but never joins. Coordinator log, no space in neighbor table. Hammer and wrench fix, check device limits, hubs often support 50 to 100 devices max. Move closer to a router, end devices can't join through other end devices. Reset the mesh, but, painful. Case 2, the mesh isn't healing, scroll symptoms, a router dies, and devices stay disconnected. RSSI, signal strength, shows -90 dBm, too weak. Hammer and wrench fix, add more routers, plugs, lights, to strengthen paths, avoid star topologies. A single router is a single point of failure. Check for zombie nodes, devices that think they're connected but aren't. Case 3, random disconnects, scroll symptoms, devices vanish at random times. Wi-Fi interference suspected. Hammer and wrench fix, change Zigbee channel, use channel 25 to avoid Wi-Fi. Use a Wi-Fi analyzer, find the least crowded 2.4 GHz channel. Check for dirty power, USB hubs can destroy Zigbee dongles. High voltage. The Zigbee vs Z-Wave Tea Party debate features Zigbee Z-Wave frequency 2.4 GHz, global, 900 MHz, region locked, interference Wi-Fi, Bluetooth fewer conflicts max devices 100 plus, theoretical, 232, per hub, power use low, but not as low, ultra low, better for sensors, dormus, sleep-alay Z-Wave, uses, less, battery. Top Hat Alice's Zigbee cheat sheet problem solution. Devices won't pair. Check distance to router, channel, PAN ID mesh breaks often add more routers, avoid star topologies interference issues. Switch to Zigbee channel 25 light bulb. The final lesson, taming the mesh. Zigbee is magic when it works, but a labyrinth when it doesn't. The key is routers, channels, and patience. Cheshire Cat, grinning in packet form now. Shall we face the low RAWAN dragon? Or brave the thread spiral? Choose your next adventure, Dragon Next, the low RAWAN dragon, long-range chaos spiderweb, or the thread spiral, a border router's curse. 3. Next topic 0. The low RAWAN dragon, long-range chaos. 2. Chapter 9, the low RAWAN dragon, long-range chaos. Alice stood at the edge of a vast, misty moor, where towering low RAWAN gateways loomed like ancient castles. The air hummed with spread-spectrum radio waves, and in the distance, the low RAWAN dragon, a beast of incredible range but sluggish speed, coiled around a payload of sensor data, breathing out SF-12 packets that crawled through the sky like sleepy clouds. White rabbit, waving a coverage map. Oh dear. The weather station is 10 miles away, but its packets take minutes to arrive. Cheshire Cat, materializing from a chirp signal. Ah, Alice. Low RAWAN trades speed for distance, but at what cost? Globe with meridians. The low RAWAN dragon's domain 1. The 3 spreading factors, SF7 SF12, spreading factor range. Globe showing Europe Africa. Speed high voltage battery life. Battery SF7 short fast poor, SF10 medium slow good, SF12 long slowest best. Alice, so. SF12 reaches farther but drains time like the queen drains patience. Cheshire Cat, precisely. And if the dragon's gateways aren't placed right, packets vanish into the void. 2. The 3 device classes, A, B, C. Class A, the dormouse sleeps most of the time. Wakes only to send data. Class B, the March hare wakes at scheduled times. Rarely used. Class C, the hatter always listening, but drains batteries like mad. Mad Hatter, yelling Class C or nothing. I must know the temperature now. His device dies in 3 days. Magnifying glass tilted left. Debugging the dragon's lair. Case 1, my packets never arrive. Scroll symptoms, device shows joined, but 0 uplinks received. Gateway RSSI is -130 dBm, too weak. Hammer and wrench fix, check antenna orientation, vertical equals better. Reduce SF, try SF9 instead of SF12. Add more gateways, the dragon needs more ears. Case 2, battery life is terrible. Scroll symptoms, AA batteries last weeks, not years as promised. Hammer and wrench fix, switch to Class A, stop pinging so much. Adjust uplink interval, send data every hour, not every minute. Check for retries, too many ADR_AC_REQ equals power drain. Case 3, the network server ignores me. Scroll symptoms, Join request sent, but no join accept. Hammer and wrench fix, verify dev UI/app key, typos doom all. Check OTAA versus ABP, did the device rejoin after a reset? Is the gateway really connected to the server? High voltage low RAWAN versus cellular, the Dragon vs. The Phoenix, feature low RAWAN Dragon cellular, LTEM/NB-IOT, mobile phone range 10 plus km, rural, 1 to 5 kilometers, needs towers, battery life 10 plus years, ideal, 2 to 5 years, cost $1-5/year per device, $5-20/year per device, data speed 300 bps, SF12, 100 plus kbps, queen of IoT, decrease use LoRaWAN for sensors. Cellular for cameras. Top Hat Alice's low RAWAN cheat sheet problem solution. No packets received, check SF, gateway density, antenna battery dies fast, use class A, reduce uplinks, join fails, verify dev UI/app key, OTAA/ABP mode, light bulb. The final lesson, taming the dragon. Low RAWAN is slow, long range, and low power, perfect for sensors, terrible for video. Balance spreading factor, gateway density, and battery life, or the dragon will eat your data. Cheshire Cat, fading into a chirp now. Shall we confront the thread spiral? Or face the MQTT Kraken? Choose your next adventure, spiderweb next, the thread spiral, a border router's curse satellite antenna, or the MQTT Kraken, a broker's wrath. 3. Next topic. 0. The MQTT Kraken, a broker's wrath. 2. Chapter 10, the MQTT Kraken, a broker's wrath. Alice found herself aboard a ghostly IoT ship, sailing through a storm of JSON payloads and QoS flags. The sea was alive with MQTT messages, swirling in chaotic currents. And there, rising from the depths, was the MQTT Kraken, a monstrous broker with tentacles of retained messages and eyes that glowed with last wills and testaments. Captain Mosquito, clinging to the helm, battened down the topics. The Kraken's QoS2 tentacles are crushing our bandwidth. Cheshire Cat, perched on a TCP packet. Alice. MQTT seems simple, until the broker decides to drown you in retained chaos. Waterwave the MQTT Kraken's domain 1. The 3 QoS levels, quality of service, QoS delivery guarantee, bandwidth, cost 0, fire and forget, lowest 1 at least once, medium 2 exactly once, highest 4x QoS 0. Alice, so. QoS 2 is like sending a letter with 4 couriers. Cheshire Cat, yes. And if the Kraken's busy, your ship sinks under the weight. 2. The Kraken's deadly tools, retained messages. Scroll. The Kraken remembers the last message on each topic. Danger, a single sensor/temperature message can clog new subscribers. Last will and testament coffin. If a client disconnects abruptly, the Kraken broadcasts its will message. Misused, can spam the network with fake "I'm dead" alerts. Wildcard topics. Tornado, subscribing to sensors/hashtag can flood clients with unwanted data. Magnifying glass, tilted left. Debugging the Kraken's wrath. Case 1, the broker is slow. Scroll. Symptoms, high CPU on the broker, Mosquito, EMQX, Hive MQ. Clients disconnecting randomly. Hammer and wrench fix, limit QoS2 usage, most IoT sensors don't need it. Clear retained messages, text Mosquito_pub sensor/temperature nr hashtag n equals null payload, r equals retain. Upgrade the broker, or face the Kraken's wrath. Case 2, clients get spammed. Scroll. Symptoms, a client subscribing to factory/hashtag gets 1000 messages at once. Hammer and wrench fix, avoid hashtag wildcards, be specific, factory/machine1/temp. Use $sys topics to monitor broker health, text Mosquito_sub-t $/broker/load/hashtag. Case 3, last will causes panic. Scroll. Symptoms, a device disconnects, and everyone gets its "I crashed" message. Hammer and wrench fix, Set a null will message if not needed, text will equals topic, alert / crash, payload, QoS, 0, retain, false use unique client IDs, client 1234 versus sensor. Crossed swords MQTT versus HTTP, Kraken versus Messenger Pigeon, feature MQTT squid HTTP bird latency low, pub / sub, high, request / response, bandwidth tiny, binary headers, bloated, headers plus JSON, stateful? No, stateless, yes, cookies, sessions, best for IoT telemetry web APIs queen of protocols, decrees MQTT for sensors. HTTP for humans. Top Hat Alice's MQTT cheat sheet problem solution broker overloaded reduce QoS2, clear retained messages wildcard spam avoid hashtag, use specific topics last will spam disable or nullify unnecessary wills lightbulb the final lesson, appeasing the Kraken MQTT is lightweight but dangerous misused QoS, retained messages and wildcards can summon the Kraken's wrath. Tame it with careful topic design and QoS discipline. Cheshire Cat, grinning in a TCP handshake now, shall we brave the CoAP swamp? Or face the gRPC Gorgon? Choose your next adventure, herb next, the CoAP swamp, a UDP marsh snake or, the gRPC Gorgon, binary protocol serpents 3. Next topic. 0 The CoAP swamp, a UDP marsh. 2 Chapter 11, The CoAP swamp, a UDP marsh. Alice logged through a foggy bog where CoAP packets flickered like will-o'-the-wisps over UDP muck. The air buzzed with TLS encrypted fireflies, and lurking in the reeds was the CoAP server, a sleepy frog that only responded when prodded. Frog server, ribbiting lazily *observe. Get / temperature, ribbit. 2.05 content, * Cheshire Cat, balanced on a UDP datagram. Alice. CoAP is HTTP's tiny cousin efficient, but lost in the marsh of unreliable UDP. Fog the CoAP swamp's peculiar rules. 1. The 4 message types type purpose example confirmable, con, direct hit requires an ACK, reliable, get / sensors / temp, with retries, non-confirmable, non, game die fire and forget, unreliable, put / light / off, best effort, acknowledgement, ACK, white heavy checkmark response to con 2.05 content, 22.5 degrees Celsius, reset, RST, cross mark I don't care. Rejects a con, server overloaded. Alice, so. Non is like shouting into the swamp and hoping a frog hears. Cheshire Cat, precisely. And con is poking the frog until it croaks back. 2 The CoAP code classes, like HTTP, but tiny, 2.xx equals success 2.05 content, like HTTP 200 OK, 4.xx equals client error 4.04 not found, no such resource. 5.xx equals server error 5.03 service unavailable, frog is hibernating, Mad Hatter, kicking a server. Why does get / teapot return 4.04? I demand 4.18. HTTP 418 is I'm a teapot. CoAP lacks whimsy. Magnifying glass tilted left debugging the UDP marsh case 1, my con request vanished, scroll symptoms, client sends con get / temperature, but no ACK. Wireshark shows UDP packets never arriving. Hammer and wrench fix, check UDP firewall rules, CoAP uses port 5683 default. Reduce con retries, default is 4x swampy networks may drop packets. Switch to non if data isn't critical. Case 2, DTLS handshake fails, scroll symptoms, client sends client hello, but server hello never arrives. Error, no shared cipher suite, PSK versus certificate mismatch. Hammer and wrench fix, verify pre-shared keys, PSK, or certificates. Check CoAP URI scheme, cope / equals no encryption, like HTTP. Cope // equals DTLS encryption, like HTTPS. Case 3, observe notifications stop, scroll symptoms, client subscribes with observe, 0, but updates stop after 1 hour. Hammer and wrench fix, server may have called the observer, set max_age header. NAT timeout, UDP mappings expire send keep alive pings. Crossed swords CoAP versus HTTP, frog versus pigeon, feature CoAP frog face HTTP dove transport UDP, lightweight, TCP, reliable, header size 4 bytes, tiny. 100 plus bytes, bloated, methods get, post, put, delete plus patch, head, options best for constrained IoT devices web browsers, APIs queen of protocols, decrees use CoAP for battery-powered frogs. Top Hat Alice's CoAP cheat sheet problem solution lost con requests lower retries, check UDP/firewall DTLS failures match PSK/ciphers, use cope / observe timeout send pings, adjust max_age light bulb. The final lesson, navigating the swamp. CoAP is HTTP without the wait, but UDP's unreadability means loss is inevitable. Use con for critical data, non for fire and forget, and DTLS to keep secrets. Cheshire Cat, dissolving into a multicast packet now, shall we confront the gRPC Gorgon? Or brave the OPC UA oubliette? Choose your next adventure, Snake Next, the gRPC Gorgon, Binary Protocol Serpent's Castle or, the OPC UA oubliette, A Historian's Prison 3.